So I was watching a little bit of the All the Smoke podcast, and they were interviewing Reggie Miller, former Indiana Pacer great, now TV color analyst for the NBA, and Reggie was talking about his sister Cheryl, and how the huge impact. And he's always giving Cheryl these props, but the huge impact she had on his game, his basketball game, his life, and the importance of her to the women's game. And it got me to thinking that I should jump on here and give Cheryl some continued GOAT love. She was pre-WNBA, but Cheryl Miller's game was transcendent. She would have dominated in any era. She was the 80s was her era, but she could have played in the 90s, the early 2000s, the 2020s. She was that good of a talented basketball player. Please go on YouTube and just punch in Cheryl Miller highlights and just realize that what she was doing then would translate now. She would be the best player now in the WNBA, and there's some good ones, and there's been some good ones throughout the 29 years of the WNBA. But unfortunately she came at a time where the women's pro game wasn't where it is now. But I just listened to Reggie get emotional about talking about Cheryl and how the love she doesn't get. There's a lot of love. Her name doesn't get brought up enough when they talk about all-time greats for lady basketball. But she was a standout at USC out here in California, and I just had to jump on here, man, and just give her hats off, man, because she was that good, talented. A comp to her now would be, in my opinion, Nafisa Collier, the Minnesota Lynx standout player. They have similar body skill, body type, skill set. That was kind of what you see Nafisa doing was kind of what Cheryl would do. Cheryl was probably a little bigger, body wise, but I could be wrong about that. But it looks like she was a little bit bigger. But she could take you. Cheryl could play you away from the rim, under the rim, rebound, defense, all that. She probably would even be even better now because of medicine in terms of like injuries and how medicine has gotten better over the years. And she would have played longer, but her all around game would fit in today's game. She was good.